Americans know quite a bit about English and Spanish football, but they know almost nothing about Portuguese football. I'm here to help change that. My name is Howie. This is Positively Portugal. Now, before we get into it, I do want to state that I don't have a horse in this race. I'm not a fan of any Portuguese club. I'm a Real Madrid fan. I've been a Real Madrid fan for 20 years. Some of my family's from Madrid. I'm the founder of Peña Madridista Tampa Bay. But I'm moving to Portugal. I follow Portuguese football, and now I want to tell you a little bit about it. The first thing to know in Portugal is that you have the big three: Benfica, Porto, and Sporting. Benfica and Sporting are from Lisbon, and obviously Porto is from Porto. Benfica is the most successful Portuguese club. They're also the most popular Portuguese club. However, I cannot stand this club. I think they're one of the worst things about Portugal. Their fans can be out of control. I'm not saying all of them, but quite a few of them are. I went to a game in May of 2019 in Porto. It was Porto versus Sporting. Benfica, before the game had started, had won the Portuguese Championship, the league for that season. They became Portuguese champions. And there was a group of Benfica fans who attended the game in Porto, about 3 hours away from Lisbon, just to start trouble with the two sets of fans, Porto and Sporting, who are Benfica's two biggest rivals. So instead of enjoying their championship win, they wanted to travel all the way to Porto just to start problems. They revealed a big banner saying that Benfica, champions of Portugal, whatever. It was obnoxious. Security took the banner away, and it was quite an experience. Now, they've also been in trouble twice recently, in 2019 and 2022, for trying to set fire to the stadium in Portimao. I don't know what that's all about. I don't know if there's some sort of bizarre rivalry there. I can't imagine there is, because Portimonense has never won a damn thing. But they've also been in trouble recently in Champions League play for throwing flares at fans of Inter Milan and Real Sociedad. They're an angry group, I'm learning. And I don't quite understand why, because they've had a ton of success in Portugal. In fact, they've won the league 38 times. They've won the Portuguese Cup, or Taça, 26 times. They've even won the Champions League twice. So I don't know why they're as angry as they are, but it's strange to see. Now, their biggest rival is Porto. Porto has won the league 30 times. They've won the Taça 19 times. They've also won the Champions League twice, and they've also won the Europa League, or back then it was called the UEFA Cup, but they've won that twice as well. So really, they're the only ones who kind of come close to the success that Benfica has had. And I kind of have a little bit of a soft spot in my heart for Porto, because that's where Pepe plays now. Pepe, legendary defender who played on Real Madrid. This is his second go-around with Porto. He's going to be 41 years old on February 26th, still starting and performing at an elite level for the Portuguese national team. So, got nothing but love for Pepe there. Now, we move on to Sporting. Not also, because Porto's in Porto, but Sporting is in Lisbon. However, please do not call them Sporting Lisbon. They hate that. It's just Sporting, or Sporting Clube de Portugal. Now, they haven't been quite as successful as Benfica and Porto. They've won the league 19 times. They have 17 taças. Never really won anything European other than a Cup Winners' Cup, and that's a tournament that just doesn't get played anymore. However, that being said, although they don't have the same success as Benfica or Porto, Sporting is the most important Portuguese football club, because that's the club that gave the world the greatest football player that ever lived, Cristiano Ronaldo. Ronaldo started at Sporting, even though he's from Funchal in Madeira. He never played for Marítimo. He started at Sporting before moving on to Manchester United, then Real Madrid, and then making the horrible mistake of going to Juventus, the even worse mistake of going back to Manchester United, and then the complete debacle of giving credibility to the Saudi Arabian League. But Sporting, again, not as successful as Benfica or Porto, but definitely more important than either of them. Now, these three teams have won every single Portuguese league except for two. Boa Vista in Porto won the league in 2001. They also have 5 taças. Now, Boa Vista, they're in Porto, but there is no proof that Boa Vista even exists. I've been to Porto twice. I have never once seen anybody on the street wearing any kind of Boa Vista merchandise, whether that's a shirt, a hat, a jersey, scarf. The only place I've ever seen Boa Vista merchandise is one of the official football shops in Porto, not the those corner souvenir stores that have the bootleg and cheaper stuff. But I guess unless you are at the stadium during a game, again, there's no proof that Boa Vista even exists. Now, I'm not saying that to insult them. I know nothing about this club. I'm sure they're run by wonderful people. So again, this is not to say anything negative about Boa Vista. I couldn't tell you either way. Now, the other league was won by Belenenses. This is a story that's so interesting that it would probably require a video of its own. Belenenses won the league in 1946. They've also won 3 taças. However, at the end of the 2017-18 season, Belenenses split in 2. There's the original Os Belenenses, and then there was Belenenses SAD. I don't know what SAD stands for. Look, I can't give you everything here. There's such things as Wikipedia. Go there. Now, when they split, the original Belenenses was relegated. They actually ended up in the 6th division in some regional league in Lisbon, whereas Belenenses SAD got to keep the Primeira Liga spot. Well, that turned out to, not go so well. In fact, it couldn't have possibly gone even worse if they had tried to make it go worse. Belenenses SAD received 0 fan support. They even went on to break the record for least attended Portuguese game, where they counted attendance, of only 298 in a game against Moreirense. Try saying that 3 times fast. Well, I guess through legalities, Belenenses lost the right to use the crest or the logo. They even lost the right to use the word Belenenses in their name. So Belenenses SAD went on to become Be Sad. This is not a joke. Their name is now Be Sad. And fortunes have been reversed. The original Belenenses is now back up to the 2nd division in Portugal, and Be Sad is now playing in the 6th division, but not just the 6th division. They have since moved from Lisbon to Almada, right across the bridge, but they don't play in a regional league in Lisbon. They actually play in a regional league, or division, I should say, in Setúbal. So this is one of the most disgusting things that you'll ever hear about or read about in football. The whole history of BSAD, involving stealing glory, moving, abandoning your city, something that almost never happens in soccer or football. It happened in England once with the Milton Keynes Dons leaving Wimbledon, or maybe it was the other way around. But this is just something that doesn't happen. And quite frankly, BSAD is not going to exist much longer. They're well on their way to going out of business. You're probably never going to hear of them again, unless you actively research them. So the interesting thing about Portuguese league football is that the league has never been won outside of Lisbon or Porto. There is another team called Braga. Braga is the 3rd biggest city in Portugal. It's north of Porto. they have a very good team. Braga usually comes in fourth place. Last season, they even came in third place, but they have never won the league. They have won 3 tosses, but they come relatively close most years. They just haven't gotten over that final hurdle. So, and maybe that's why Portuguese football isn't as strong as it should be. Obviously, there needs to be an injection of money. Maybe not oil money, because that usually seems to only go to one club. Take a look at France, what's going on there. There's only one club in France, that's PSG, and then you have 19 tomato cans there with them. So an injection of money would definitely help. I think it would help greatly if Braga could finally get over the hump and win a league. And they also have to make it a lot easier to buy tickets. I've tried to buy tickets for the big three. I was only successful in Porto. And I got to tell you, the process of buying a ticket to a Portuguese football game, if you're not from Portugal, it's like trying to perform a liver transplant and not being a doctor. So sometimes I think the Portuguese league shoots themselves in the foot, and they need to work on that. Now, as far as the national team goes, Portugal won all 10 of their Euro 2024 qualifiers. There is a chance this could be Cristiano Ronaldo's final tournament. You never know. But the team has been playing spectacularly lately. They're one of the favorites to win Euro 2024. And hey, I'll be pulling for them. But the bottom line is, if you're not following Portuguese football, now is the time to start. No, it's not the Spanish league, it's not the English league, but you know what? It's a lot of fun. You have some very historical teams to support out there if you make your decision. When I get there, I'm not going to be a fan, but I guess I'll kind of adopt Portimonense, because the plan is to move to Portimao. We'll see how that holds up. But get on board, because Portuguese football is a lot of fun. So until next time, I'm Howie. This is Positively Portugal.